I think the respect has grown over the decades. What's your take on that?
Well, the people who grew up watching it 20 years ago are pretty much the people now who are editing the magazines and putting out the material that reviews all this stuff. You know, like when Horror Dracula came out, number one, it was in color. And color was too shocking for a horror movie. Horror movies were generally almost 99% black and white. Mm-hmm. And when you shoot a horror movie in black and white...
Well, it was also cheaper to do it in black and white. You know, a lot of them had to be low budget. So doing it in black and white made it a lot cheaper for them to film.
Oh, yeah, that's what Hammer knew they had to do it in color because they didn't really think they could do a black and white film that would attract anybody. They needed a little oomph. So shooting it in color and then, you know, remember blood on, you know, in a lush color film is really jarring. So 1957, when Horror Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein came out, it was a bit much for audiences at that time. So your general critic kind of didn't like it. You know, they kind of would give them bad reviews. They just didn't like I shouldn't say all the critics gave them bad reviews, because some of the early Hammer movies did get some nice reviews. But they saw it as just being a little too violent, a little too over the top, and they wanted to put a damper on it. And then when the films become successful, and now you're doing 5 movies or 6 movies, then they get resentful because they didn't want it to be successful in the first place. So now their subsequent reviews, they just want to throw cold water on it. I mean, myself personally, like, if you're going to do the 5th entry in a horror movie series, why would you care what the New York Times reviews? That's not their bag. I mean, what do you expect to see? I mean, that's not who I would go to. I would probably go to a critic who knows a little bit about the history and appreciates it, so that when they give it when they give it their stamp of approval or their thumbs down, it carries some weight, you know. So, you know, that stuff wasn't meant for the mainstream. It was meant for, 1 week, 2 weeks,